The conversation in Cleveland has reached a fever pitch, and it all centers on one burning question. Why isn't Kevin Stefanski putting Shador Sanders on the field? Week after week, Browns fans have watched a carousel of quarterbacks stumble, while the young phenom sits on the sidelines, biding his time with the scout team. But patience is wearing thin, and after Joe Flacco's latest disaster, the city is exploding with frustration. Flacco started off the Lions game with flashes of competence, but it didn't take long for things to spiral out of control. A catastrophic interception in the first half shifted momentum straight into Detroit's hands, and from that point forward, he looked every bit the aging veteran who can't keep pace with the speed of today's game. That wasn't just a mistake. It was the type of backbreaking turnover that turns an entire contest upside down. And as the Lions capitalized on his missteps, Browns fans were left shaking their heads, asking themselves the same question over and over again. How much longer is this going to continue? Even Flacco admitted the errors were his fault, taking full responsibility for the interception and the lost fumble that killed any hope of a comeback. He cleared Jerry Jeudy of blame on the first pick, saying the slip on his route didn't matter because the throw itself was simply bad. His words may have been honest, but they did little to soothe the frustration. At the end of the day, the numbers tell the story. 16 completions on 34 attempts, 184 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a costly fumble. These aren't the numbers of a man leading a team to victory. They're the stats of someone holding an offense hostage. That's why the outcry is growing louder. Fans aren't just frustrated anymore. They're outraged. Social media is flooded with demands, memes, and pleas for Stefanski to make a change. Analysts are piling on, echoing the same sentiment. Rex Ryan, never one to hold back, declared flat out that Flacco shouldn't even be starting in the NFL anymore. He couldn't play 8 years ago, Ryan blasted, insisting that it's insanity to keep throwing him out there as the starter. And with each week, more experts are joining the chorus, calling the Browns' current quarterback situation not just a concern, but a full-blown crisis. What makes the frustration boil over even more is the shadow of Shador Sanders lurking in the background. Reports out of the Browns facility say that Sanders has been lighting up the scout team, impressing coaches and teammates alike. His confidence is undeniable. Recently, he made headlines by boldly declaring that he knows he's better than a handful of quarterbacks currently starting around the league, including indirectly Joe Flacco himself. That's not empty bravado. It's a statement backed by the belief of a young man who's convinced he's ready for the big stage. And yet, despite the hype, Stefanski continues to sideline him. Instead of handing Sanders the reins after Flacco's collapse, the coach chose to give Dillon Gabriel a rep, almost as if to make a point that Sanders wasn't in his immediate plans. To the fans, it was insulting. To Sanders himself, it was a bitter pill to swallow. Sitting in the back of meeting rooms, taking reps with scout team receivers while the team flounders on Sundays, it's starting to feel less like a developmental plan and more like deliberate neglect. Mary Kay Cabot's reporting only fueled the flames, confirming that there's genuine buzz within the organization about Sanders' dominance in practice. Players see it, coaches whisper about it, analysts talk about it, and yet, Stefanski seems stuck in limbo, torn between loyalty to a veteran and fear of handing the keys to an untested rookie. But the clock is ticking, and the longer Sanders is kept waiting, the more this storm threatens to blow the locker room wide open. Even in the midst of this chaos, Sanders himself is trying to stay grounded. He insists he's patient, that everything happens for a reason, and that he's trusting God's timing. He reminds his supporters that he's not rushing the process, that he's letting faith guide him. But there's no denying the strain. His confidence is strong, but his words betray the growing frustration of a player who knows he's ready but keeps being told to wait. For him, the situation feels surreal, like he's living in a nightmare where everyone sees his potential but no one will let him prove it. The media isn't letting Stefanski off the hook either. Independent voices have stepped up, hammering the point that Flacco is done and that continuing to run him out there is malpractice. They argue that the Browns are squandering not just games, but the development of their future by keeping Sanders on the bench. The fan base is rallying behind this narrative, demanding clarity, demanding answers, demanding action. For them, this isn't just about one game or one season. It's about believing in the talent they've been promised and refusing to watch it rot behind mediocrity. Rex Ryan captured the feeling best when he publicly called out Stefanski, urging him to stop playing games and put Sanders in. To Ryan, it's simple. Let the kid play. Let the world see what he can do. Because right now, Cleveland is stuck in a loop of predictable disaster, watching an aging quarterback throw away opportunities while a hungry, confident rookie waits in the shadows. And the longer Stefanski resists, the more it looks like stubbornness instead of strategy. The stakes couldn't be higher. If Stefanski continues to ride with Flacco, he risks not only the team's season, but also his credibility with the fans and locker room. If he finally turns to Sanders, he has the chance to ignite the team with a spark of youth and energy that could redefine their trajectory. But waiting too long could cost him the chance to control the narrative. Already, whispers of trade rumors have emerged, with teams like the 49ers reportedly keeping tabs on Sanders. If Cleveland doesn't want him, other franchises surely will. And that's a nightmare scenario for Browns fans who can already picture him flourishing elsewhere while their team clings to the past. This is no longer just about football. It's about pride, identity, and the future of the franchise. Fans are tired of excuses, tired of watching their team settle for less. They know what they have in Sanders, and they're not going to stay quiet while the team fumbles away their chance at something special. The writing is on the wall. Shador Sanders is coming, whether Cleveland is ready or not. The only question is whether Stefanski will be the one to unleash him, or the one remembered for holding him back. So what do you think? Is it finally time for the Browns to roll the dice and hand the reins to Shador Sanders, or should they stay the course with Joe Flacco and hope the veteran steadies the ship? Could a blockbuster trade send Sanders to another franchise like San Francisco or Miami, where his potential might be unlocked? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.